Right. Coming up live on LiveWire, we've got a great show for you today. We're going to meet people from the Natomas Garden and Arts Collective, and also you're going to meet a wonderful character who has founded an organization called Graffiti for Good. So stay tuned for LiveWire right after this message. With me in the studio is Amy Tokuhama Chapman, who is the president and head bottle washer for an organization called the Natomas Garden and Art Collective.
Thanks for having me. Nice to be here.
Oh, it's great to be anywhere, but to have you here, and we're on TV, and we're going to talk about an event that's going to happen, and people are going to come to that event and enjoy themselves. Wow.
It's exciting. I'm really
good.
Excited, yes.
So you were walking down the street one day and you said, gosh, I think I'm going to put an arts collective in.
Well, I don't know. Most people know Mayor Heather Fargo, and she's a good friend of mine. I've known her for about 35 years, and she gets me into a lot of trouble. And
things, you mean?
Good things, always good things. And she brought to my attention that the fire station in Natomas was going to be vacated and needed to be repurposed. So we put together the Natomas Garden and Arts Collective, and we're working to restore that and change it into a community art and garden center and gallery, focusing on urban environmentalism and also urban arts and culture.
Urban arts and culture.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And so the event that we're putting on this weekend or next weekend is one of the projects and programming that we do.
Good. Tell me about this event. It really looks exciting. You know, I mean, you have a lot of interesting groups from this community coming and taking part, including something called Access Sacramento, which is going to have something called the KUBU tent. I don't know
Yes, Alexander Vasquez will be out there. I did an interview, and he's really trying to connect the community nonprofits by giving them an opportunity such as this one to bring our messages across to the audience, to a wider audience. So he'll be there along with a lot of our other community partners. Our mission is connecting and enriching the community through gardening and the arts. So in addition to our many community partners information booths, we will also have a full stage of entertainment and a beer and wine garden and artisan vendors. And
what about my tongue?
And food, of course, food trucks, yes. Taste of Malta and taco truck, I'm sorry. And we'll have taco truck, I'm not sure which one, but.
A taco truck.
Yes, and then, of course, it's park, so bring your lawn chairs, bring your picnic baskets, come on out. The entertainment is gonna start at 10 and go until 6. We've got a wide array of entertainments from, we've got former and present poets laureate, Sacramento Poets Laureate. So we're very honored and pleased to have them in our Poets Park. We also have emerging poetess Noah Sanaa, who is from Natomas, and she's a superstar. She's wonderful. And we've got bands, Natomas bands, Winter Rain and Smells Like TV Static. We've got a drag queen show, drag show, and our headliner is drummer Manasiten, who is the drummer and backup singer for Michael Franti's band Spearhead.
Yeah.
And they're going to be at Farm to Fork in later September 23rd, which is a little out of my price range, so I won't be seeing him there, but this is a good opportunity for him to come to our event and play with our community. And we'll have a community drum circle.
The drum circle?
The community drum circle.
I had my drum here.
You can bring your own drums, and if you forget your drums, we're going to have a rhythm section. We did it last year at our festival. We just brought out pots and pans and spoons, buckets, and it's a great way
And you
to.
lit up the
Oh,
day.
it's a wonderful way to bring people together. You know, it's soothing, it's connective, it's that, and that's what we're all about, is connecting.
Oh,
people.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And the Garden and Arts Collective also will have things dealing with gardening.
Yes, yes, definitely.
And an art show?
Yes. We're going to have our information booth will have, because we have a lot of ongoing projects, such as the Grassland Garden, which is a pollinator garden, a quarter-acre pollinator garden. It's a living laboratory we built last year on the Ninos Parkway at Edmonton Drive. It's just kind of on the parkway there. And that's an ongoing project that we built with a Shine Award from SMUD, who's one of our great partners in 2022. And then we've got a gallery show that will be inside the community center, which we'll be putting on in coordination with our partners N Magazine and the Gardenland Northgate Neighborhood Association and the second Saturday in Natomas. So
Wow, you must have a heavy board of directors.
we don't. We have a pretty light board of directors, but we've got a lot of community connections,
I
a
see.
lot of partner organizations. We are always, like looking for people who want to come and join take part, and there's a lot of good activities, programs, projects that are ongoing. We have our website and our social media that has a whole list of everything that's going on, but our goal is mainly to connect people, to give people resources and to bring people together.
It sounds like a wonderful event.
Yeah.
Can I come there and buy like gifts for Christmas?
We will have a full artisan, handcraft artisan marketplace, if you will. One of the things in our urban environmentalism mission is to encourage people to buy handmade, thoughtful gifts as opposed to big box items.
Yeah.
So, either make something, will inspire you to create something of your own, or, look at what other people are making and see about supporting a small business, a micro business, or an independent
Absolutely.
artist. Yeah.
Good. Well, certainly, in terms of craft fairs, and I have been to craft fairs up and down this state, the ones that exist here, the craftspeople up in the foothills that come down, and they've been doing it since the 60s or something
Right.
like that, and they come down with beautiful things.
Yes, and we do want to tap into real quality handcrafted items. We're very fortunate in our community. Alice Wellborn has Classy Glass, and she's curating our show. So
see.
she's gone through and made sure that the items are handcrafted and not store-bought.
Yes, yeah.
And that the person who is representing them is also the person who had a hand in bringing them to life.
Oh, yes, yes,
So yeah, and some of our local artists will also be showing their work there too.
Great.
So yeah.
Okay, well, we have some slides to show, and you can be the narrator.
Oh,
Here we
okay,
go.
Here we go.
Boom.
So this is Alice selling her Classy Glass at the festival that we had last year. It was much smaller in scale because we were at the fire station that we're trying to remodel. And this year's festival is going to be at the South Natomas Community Center Park, which
Is that very far away from the?
Oh, it's right down the block. It's
Oh,
two
I see,
blocks
okay.
away, and it's a lovely facility. We've got the inside and the outside, so it's air conditioned. The library's right there, the Natomas Rose Garden. This is actually the South Natomas Community Center Park. There I am having a good time at one of the festivals. The neighbors in our community love to come out. We love to come and share and be together. We've had several years where we weren't able to do so, so there's the slide.
Oh, there's
there you
the
go.
poster.
Thanks to our
Crafters
sponsors.
Beer and Wine Garden.
Oh, yes, Beer and Wine Garden,
Uh-huh.
yes, the beer donated by Cupro's Craft House here in Midtown, love them. Karina Talamontes, our wonderful councilwoman for District 3. The Easy Community Day program has donated funds for, and of course Taco Dave in our neighborhood they're very generous for underwriting our list of wonderful entertainers and inspirational artists
Yeah.
who will be on site.
Taco Bell.
Well, they're right down the street, and being in the community, they hire and train our young people, and feed.
And feed, yes, absolutely.
for
no doubt
sure,
about it.
yeah, and they're very generous with their donations.
And I
so
like the
thanks to
idea
them.
of,
DG's fund.
being able to dance and play a drum.
I love that. Yes, we want people to be inspired to to do what they see. So we're going to have plein air painters on site doing artwork. It's Chalk It Up weekend, so we'll have sidewalk chalk artists doing chalk art, and hopefully people will be, wow, I go down
Whoa,
to
and
go
enjoy
down
it.
to enjoy, yeah,
Sure, I'm sure it's
do
gonna
some
be
of your
enjoyable.
own.
Let's have a little
Yeah.
look at some
Oh.
video here and see what we can see.
I love it.
When the girls and women say, call me queen because I am not a damsel in distress. My jeans and shirts are my dress, and my intelligence is a crown at its best. Call me queen because I wear centuries of culture wrapped up in a single headband, and when I see the stars in the sky, I see my best friends. Call me queen because I am powerful, graceful, beautiful, and strong, because I am the definition of regal royalty that surpasses.
I don't wanna be nobody else. I don't wanna be nobody else. Just wanna be myself. Gotta be true to myself. You don't wanna be nobody else. You don't wanna be nobody else. Just wanna be yourself. You gotta be true to yourself. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed of who you are. Don't let no one tell you you ain't no beautiful. You are perfect, just the way you are. I don't wanna be nobody else. I don't wanna be nobody else. Just wanna be myself. Gotta be true to myself. You don't wanna be no.
Okay.
Wonderful, right?
So, if you just tuned in, we're talking about the Harvest the Arts celebration that's going to happen at Natomas, and it's going to happen on September 2nd at 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Yippee!
Yeah, yeah.
That's good,
Yeah,
good.
2921 Drexel
It's
Road.
interesting how you pull the community together, all the crafts people, all the food people, just entertainers of all kinds. You know, I'm sure you find some strange and wonderful entertainers.
Yeah,
You
oh
know,
yeah,
People
oh yeah.
juggle fire or whatever they do.
We have seen fire dancers in Natomas at Second Saturday performances and stuff like that. We won't have them. Sorry, no fire dancers at this performance. But there's all kinds of talented people out there.
Yeah.
And talented people come and talk to us. Talented people from anywhere, you know, in Sacramento. But we specifically work with the North area.
Yeah,
But we'd love to talk to anybody who wants to.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And the great idea of support for such a celebration of diversity is that you have lots of people who come to the event and they get a good sense that they're part of a community.
Natomas is a really special community, as I was telling you before. It's the Natomas Unified School District is the #1 most diverse school district in the entire United States.
Wow.
And that is something that shocks and amazes people, but it's also something that we're very, very proud of. And it's evident if you see our schools, if you see the community center, like I was saying, 2921, that's the South Natomas Community Center Park. So it's community center, library, rose garden, playground, soccer field, and everybody goes there. So we like to connect. You saw the picture of us coming out. We like to be together. Come get that vibe with us. We like to welcome people in too. So.
Oh, you're so thank you, Amy. I think we're going to have just about 30 seconds to go. So let's tell them what we're talking about.
We're talking about the Harvest the Arts Festival, Celebration of Diversity in Natomas, September 2nd, from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. At South Natomas Community Center Park in Natomas. Bands, music, beer garden, food, arts and crafts activities, fun, free, air-conditioned spaces. Wonderful.
And okay, we have 30 seconds. So what's your favorite thing out there? What do you like to do?
Well, I'm a chef. I'm an artist. Like I said, I'm a percussionist at heart. I've been trying to get a drum circle together in Natomas for years, so this is inspirational to me. I'm a chalk artist, so I'll be the one, don't trip over me. I'll be on the sidewalk doing the sidewalk chalk art. But yeah, I love bringing people together. I just love partying.
Amy Takahamu Chapman, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ray. Thank
All right.
you so much.
Okay, we're going to take a short pause for the cause, and we'll be back in just a few minutes after some important messages. So stay tuned.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Can you see anything different as a pill? No. You don't know?
Fentanyl is being mixed into everything now. There's only one thing that will save somebody's life. That is naloxone nasal spray.
Fentanyl, it's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
Why would drug dealers put a lethal dose of fentanyl in drugs if they know it's so harmful?
Really just all about the money.
I just didn't realize that one pill could change your whole life.
More kids should know.
Well, welcome back to LiveWire. I am Ray Tatter, and with me in the studio is John Blair, who is a local organizer. He is organized an organization called, will you tell me?
Graffiti for Good.
Graffiti for Good.
How you doing today, Ray?
I'm fine, sir.
Good.
I'm very interested in your organization and find that it's fascinating that this city has gone through a lot of changes in terms of art on walls of the buildings and all kinds of things like that, and I'm very pleased to how it turned out.
Sure, graffiti art and street art and murals. It is the largest art movement in modern day. So it's you've probably walked around Sacramento and seen plenty of murals, plenty of graffiti. Those murals, that street art, it had an origin, and that's what we're looking to bring to Sacramento with our event for the people.
Yeah, and I mean, the people from the '60s started all of that. I think a lot of post-war babies wanted to be artists, and they finally found that they could actually paint the side of a building and make it look beautiful. Huge.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it was. Graffiti is a very human art. We've been leaving our mark in as many places as we can for future generations. But when you look into the modern graffiti art movement, it's contributed to Cornbread out of Philadelphia. 1965 is when he started. It soon migrated New York. Taki 183 was the first graffiti writer to be famous. He had an article written about him in the New York Times in 1972 called Taki Spawn's Pen Pals. And it was very much a child movement. It was for kids, by kids, very public and innocence in its origins. And, it also had Chaz Borquez, who is the original Cholo graffiti artist out of L.A.
Yep.
And this is what's exciting about this event is I have all those people coming to Sacramento to talk about those origins.
So who's coming?
So I have Cornbread from Philadelphia. I've got Taki 183 from New York, and Mike 171 from New York, Henry 161 from New York, and then I have James Top. James Top is a producer. He was part of the Odd Partners in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. And then we have Chaz Borquez. This is a meeting of the pioneers of American street art culture. And it's an important event in the fact that they actually haven't met at the same time.
This is fabulous.
So this is East Coast meets West Coast pioneers of early graffiti that is going to be in Sacramento. We are doing a film release There's a film that I shot and produced that is being released at the Crest Theater on September 8th. That is The History of Graffiti. It's a talk by Jim Prigoff, who is a world-renowned photographer of street art and murals. He did it for 50 years. This is his last film. We shot it about a month before his passing, and he goes through, well, it's called The History of Graffiti, and he toured around. He wrote the book Spray Can
And you'll be
Art.
showing this.
So we will be showing this last talk.
You have like there are a number of locations, but they all seem to be along, most of them all seem to be along Del Paso Boulevard.
Yeah, we have 2 on Del Paso Boulevard. The first night, which will be the first time that these artists have come together, will be at the Crest Theater on K Street.
Yep.
It's 1013 K Street, and that will start at 6:30 p.m. Then we will do a panel discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. So.
Those are all the guys you bring in from all over?
So this is who is scheduled to come in. Chaz, right there, he did a piece that influenced me as an artist, as a kid. It really is an honor to talk with these guys. They, a lot of them are getting up in age, and we are talking about being able to have them meet with city officials, to have them meet with the public, and inspire kids and talk about the beginnings of this art form. And it really is amazing to be able to bring them to Sacramento. Go ahead.
Let's have a little look at your slideshow.
Sure.
You can narrate.
See what we got.
Good. Here we go. What's that?
That is Mike 171 and my wife 10. I couldn't do the things I do without her. That is at our shop on Del Paso Boulevard, Neverboard Graphic Company. That's my son, actually. If you
I
look
love
hard
that saying, less hate, more paint.
That's right. That is, yeah, Daryl McCrae, other known as Cornbread. Started graffiti in 1965. This is Chaz Borquez. He was known for, well, he's the godfather of script graffiti writing. That stencil behind him, Mr. Lucky, was one that he had done back in the 60s. And I remember seeing that as a kid and feeling like,
It
all right,
moved, yeah.
but that's adult artwork. That's the man.
The film?
That's Jim Prigoff. That's the ad for his talk. He watched the movement come from Philadelphia and the tunnels of the New York city subway system, and then as it spawned out from that, and he traveled it and followed it overseas, Germany, Paris. If you look at the cover of Spray Can Art, it's from an artist named Mode 2, and he's from Paris. So he traveled and watched the art form as it moved to different countries.
Fabulous. Do you have a little film that you brought?
I believe so.
Yeah, let's have a look at that.
Okay.
My name is Jim Prigoff, and I've been tracking murals and street art for close to 50 years. Of course, doing that in the early 70s, I began to see the markers on the wall, which were the beginning of the modern graffiti era. And some 17 years later, Henry Chalfant and I published a book called Spray Can Art, which we traveled around the world. So today what we're going to do is take a little trip, and it's going to be called The History of Graffiti.
Graffiti for Good, for the People event. I like it. Okay, it's also playing at the Crest. And then what's happening at Rink Studios?
So the Rink Studios is a panel discussion that will have all of the artists up on stage. We've got Donald Gensler and Dregs One He is a historian of Bay Area graffiti. They'll be moderating it. Donald Gensler is part of the Art and Culture Board here in Sacramento. So right now there is an ordinance that's being written in coalition with the murals and graffiti that are spawning everywhere in Sacramento. And so part of this is to talk about how it affects our community, how mural and street art is from the people, by the people, and showing it. And so that's, I want to have these people who have lived through graffiti and street art longer than anybody else. If you're talking Cornbread practicing it in 65, no one was doing it in the way that Cornbread did it in 65. Same with Talkie. So these guys have the experience more than anyone else. So to be able to have them talk with city officials, have them talk with the general public, and have them talk with kids about the art form, how it started, what it means, how it can be practiced successfully. You know, these things, I'm finding people coming from, I mean, I've got a guy that's just found out that we're combining these people, and he's coming in from New York. I've got people coming up from LA. So I mean, it really is like these guys are combining for the first time, and so there is a there is a bit of a pilgrimage. And so I want to encourage the Sacramento and Northern California area to come out, see what we've got going during this 3-day event. Come meet the artists, talk with them, bring your black books if you're a graph writer, you know, get their signature, talk to them about how their career started, where it's going, how they interacted with cities and other municipalities, and you know, these guys have that knowledge. So we're hoping to pass it along, hoping to have, you know, I keep hearing that, you know, this is a legacy event, connecting of West Coast and East Coast graffiti pioneers, and it is something historical, and it is something that is going to be happening here in Sacramento.
John Blair, thank you so much for talking to me about this and telling me all about it. And it so looks like it's something historical.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have never met before, and quite a few of them, you know, when you're talking Cornbread and Talkie and Chaz and Mike, to have them all in one place and talking about their careers. As well as we have Emer from Sacramento.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming. We got to leave now. Okay. So we'll see you next week on LiveWire. Thanks for watching. And go to this.